What's good, people? It's the holiday season. A lot of you guys are thinking about gift buying for friends and relatives and loved ones. Some of you may even want to give the gift of fragrance. And so that means that a lot of you aren't necessarily fragrance connoisseurs and enthusiasts, frag heads as we call them. So you don't know what to get. And if you just walk into a store blindly, they're going to pull you in all sorts of different directions. That person behind the sales counter is probably going to pull you towards Dior Sauvage or some other like newbie fragrance. And so I picked a line for these holidays that is very newbie friendly, very safe. I've got 4 fragrances from the House of Chanel, and it is from the line Bleu de Chanel. And the Bleu de Chanel line, you really can't go wrong. You can pick any one of these 4 and you'll be fine. With that said, for those of you that are fragrance enthusiasts, frag heads, members of the fragrance community, fragcom, trigger warning. I know Chanel has some very enthusiastic fans, a very enthusiastic fan base. By enthusiastic, I mean sometimes they're batshit crazy. And what I say or don't say about this line may trigger them. But we're going to start off with probably the least expensive, the safest, and that's going to be Bleu de Chanel EDT. It is the 5-ounce bottle because, like I said, it's the least expensive. And it's pretty much the safest. The majority of this fragrance is going to be grapefruit and incense and a touch of florals. Me personally, and this is where, some of these Chanel fanboys are going to get their panties in a bunch. It is my least favorite. I think the grapefruit is far too pronounced. It is an odd combination with what smells like incense. There's a woodiness and a musk, way, way, way in the background. I think there's some balancing issues with this fragrance. And I think it is one of the most overhyped fragrances in the last, 10, 20 years. But like I said, it is also the safest. This works in every single environment you can think of. Any season of the year, any time of day you can think of. It's the safest bet. Now the second one we have here is going to be the Eau de Parfum, the EDP. And this is kind of like the Goldilocks of the line. They really toned down the grapefruit. They gave it a much more soapy kind of aldehydic smell. The florals are much better balanced with the rest of the fragrance. And if you don't know anything about fragrances and I'm recommending you a fragrance to buy a loved one, Bleu de Chanel EDP is the way to go. But maybe you're looking for something for yourself. Maybe you're getting something for somebody that knows quite a bit about fragrances, maybe has a fragrance collection. And this is where it gets very interesting because this is usually regarded as the best Bleu de Chanel, and that's Bleu de Chanel Parfum. And I would almost agree with that. It's definitely the best smelling. It is definitely the heaviest on the florals. It brings back the grapefruit a little bit, but just in a perfectly portioned manner. The smell's phenomenal. The issue I have with it is that it sits a little heavy. It sits a little closer to skin. I found the fix myself, and that's layering it with Ambroxan. So now it projects a little farther, and it takes this to damn near perfection. And the only reason I would recommend the EDP over the Parfum for newbies is because, the greatness in this fragrance may be lost on beginners. You don't want to start beginners, on something too complex, something too good. And now for the absolute best, and I know a lot of people, more feathers may be ruffled here, but the absolute best Bleu de Chanel, people don't want to hear it because it's expensive. They say too expensive, but it is the best. It is my favorite, and it's Bleu de Chanel Les Exclusifs. I'm sorry, sometimes in this world, To get the best, you got to pay the most. And if you want the best Bleu de Chanel, you got to pay the most. It is the florals. It is a blend of citruses. It is the incense. It has a leathery touch. This smells like a niche fragrance. If you're going to buy this for a loved one this holiday season, it's because you know they have expensive tastes. You know they want something more than clean, more than safe. That new Bleu de Chanel is just on another level when it comes to the Bleu line. So now you know a little bit about Bleu de Chanel. You'll be a little more prepared when you walk into that store. Don't worry, those people behind the Chanel counters, they will let you try all of these and you can make up your own mind. Most likely, you're not going to find these at discounters, and if you do, they're not going to be very well discounted. So just walk in, put your nose on it, and walk right out with whatever you choose. As always, thank you for watching.